Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to Zeb FM Digital. I'm your host Khansa Maksud Sumro, and today we have the most talented Miss Saira Azfar. She is a therapist. She has recently done her NLP. She is a life coach as well. So, how are you, Miss Saira?
I'm good, Khansa. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for taking out the time to come. Before we dig in, would you, brief us up about what you do?
Of course, Khansa, basically, I graduated in business studies. I did my MBA in finance and human resources. But later on in life, I decided, there's more to life than just making money. So I ended up in therapy. So I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I do NLP. I do life coaching. I do workshops, trainings. So this is my passion in life.
That's like a complete 360 turnover, right?
I couldn't leave the business part also. So I do have a company, yes, as well that I run.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Yeah.
So I've heard that you have hosted trainings, you have been on talk shows, you give guidance over, stress management and stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that.
Anger, stress, difficult situations is a part of everybody's life. One thing leads to the other.
100%.
So eventually we decided that this was something that was needed, and I ended up doing a few trainings on this. And today also maybe, we can talk about this more.
Of course.
Because students, I feel, all over the world are under so much pressure. Being a part of the system myself, I think we need a new outlook. To handle stress, to handle all these pressures in student life.
So as a student myself, I have been a victim to, academic stress. How do you, how do you think that we could tackle this in the best ways?
So hota kya we need to find out first of all stress hota kyun hai. Why is it do you end up, I mean, you are studying in a good institute, you have the best of the world, you're so much luckier than so many other people in the world. The stress ki kyun aayi, naubat kyun aayi stress ki, right?
Well, sab jab university mein aate na, everybody has this this vision कि नहीं, university we'll enjoy, and then when studies hit you, your GPA keeps falling. That's when you realize that no, you have to take it seriously. No fun's going on. GPA, I believe, is a major part of why you're stressed. Your responsibilities, future plans, goals, all those relationships are a part of. So all those things all together, they end up stressing a student out to certain points जहाँ पे उसको suicidal thoughts आते हैं. And suicide among students is very common. Pakistan का, I was reading, rate has reached like millions now.
My God.
So which is terrible. I would want to know the cause. That's why we've had you, the most talented, the best person we could go to.
Thank you.
So kindly, matlab yahi na, there's so many problems that altogether attack a student's mind.
Absolutely. So the best part of your whole situation that I want to tell you guys is these are the best years of your life. So I understood this might not seem that way, but these are wonderful years because you people are the next generation. And mashallah, you're talented enough to be in a place where you are making yourself better day by day. So instead of thinking that this is a place जहाँ पे मैं फंस के GPA के पीछे मर के मुझे ये GPA लेनी है. Why don't you think of it like this? That this is something that I'm adding value to my own self. I'm doing this for myself. Problem kahan aati hai when you're not doing it for yourself? You're doing it because of society. You're doing it because your parents wanted you to do it.
We're also doing it because अक्सर jobs GPA के बगैर नहीं देती, masters के लिए admission नहीं देती. So that's also enough to pressurize a student and burden.
So that piece of paper that you will earn at the end of the year is going to determine your destiny. है ना? So though we cannot stop putting emphasis on this value that you have as a degree, because at the end of the day, whenever you go for an interview, they will ask you, whether you are educated enough for this or not. But your life goes much more than this, you know. This is a process. You're learning something. It's not just a piece of paper that you're getting, it's the whole training you're going through. You're making friends, relationships you mentioned. सब लोग घर में बैठ के क्यों नहीं पढ़ लेते? क्योंकि जब आप स्कूल जाते हैं, it's not about the studies only. It's about your interactions with people. You learn how to deal with people. You learn how to deal with people higher than you, your leaders, your teachers. You learn how to deal with rivals, people you don't like, but you still learn how to deal with them. So this is are being trained, you are being, you know, modeled. So don't think of it कि जी वो सिर्फ GPA ही हासिल करनी है या पेपर ही चाहिए. आप समझे मैं ट्रेन हो रही हूँ. I'm very getting ready for the life. Basically ऐसा है.
But when we're in the situation, हमें ऐसा नहीं लग रहा होता.
Exactly.
We plan, oh नहीं अब तो ये हो गया, अब क्या करें? हाँ. अब क्या करें?
दिल बहुत छोटा होता है ना, बच्चों का दिल बहुत छोटा होता है. So the thing is कि यहाँ पे सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होती है कि जब आप जो काम कर रहे हैं आपको उसमें दिल ना लग रहा हो. ठीक है. और जिस एज में स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं यूजुअली वो ऐसा ही होता है. देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन इन पर्सनल लाइफ्स एज वेल. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट स्टडीज. इफ यू आर इन अ रिलेशनशिप और उसने आपके एसएमएस का जवाब नहीं दिया तो रात तो रोते गुजरेगी ना. एग्जाम गया बाहर में. तो यही वाली बात है. यहाँ आपने देख लिया किसी और के साथ उसको, तो हार्ट ब्रेक, यू नो. वो भी डेट के दौरान वो भी बिल्कुल एग्जाम की बात कर लेते तो आसान हो जाता. बट दैट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ यू हैव, because you are at that age where love is very important. GPA is important too, of course, मगर वो balance करने में I think the heart wins.
And we're very vulnerable as well at this age to a lot of things. हमें एक तो GPA भी चाहिए होती है, अच्छी job. अक्सर students strive for good skills, they strive for good jobs at this age only. अभी तो टाइम भी नहीं आया. Competition. आगे क्या होगा क्या पता, नहीं दिया तो. ये सारे प्रेशर्स ना हमारे माँ बाप की तरफ से हमारे पे काउंटर डाउन हुए होते हैं. क्योंकि माँ बाप अक्सर क्या करते हैं, एंड दिस इज फॉर ऑल द पेरेंट्स आउट देयर, यू नो, आई एम अ पेरेंट माई सेल्फ. लेकिन आई फील कि क्या होता है जब माँ बाप अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ अचीव कर चुके होते हैं बहुत ज्यादा, तो एक्सपेक्टेशंस बहुत होती है बच्चों से. या फिर वो नहीं कर पाए होते हैं तब भी एक्सपेक्टेशंस होती है मैंने नहीं किया ना ये करेगा. अब उस बेचारे का क्या कसूर जो आपने नहीं किया था तो वो क्यों भुगते हैं बच्चे. बट दिस इज व्हाट इज बिकॉज एक्सपेक्टेशंस हमसे स्टूडेंट्स से बहुत ज्यादा होती हैं, पेरेंट्स की, सोसाइटी की, लाइक यू सेड द पीस ऑफ पेपर. सो हम उसके अंदर दब जाते हैं. And students end up in a state of mind where they feel life is not worth living. मैं again इस पे stress करूंगी, it might not just be the studies, it might be the lack of support that they have. हो सकता है उसकी GPA अच्छी नहीं आई, लेकिन अगर उसकी GPA अच्छी नहीं आई and they have somebody जो उनको कहे ठीक है, is the funny way you do this and you will get a better result next time. So आपको feel होता है कि कहीं support है, somebody understands me. State of mind where a person is ready to say jump off the wall or something कि जी नहीं हुआ, is because they feel there's nobody who understands me. There's nobody who will support me. There's nothing more I can add to my life. So I might as well end it. And this is a very serious state of mind. Unfortunately, ये एक दिन में नहीं होता, ये काफी time लगता है. So if you feel there's anybody around you who's going under depression or you yourself are into that state, best thing is take help. Seek therapy, talk to your elders, talk to a friend. Don't let this get to you in the worst possible way, because there's so much more to life. I mean, with due respect to the paper that you're willing to earn, there's so much more to life. I've also noticed that seeking help has been considered a taboo in the society that we live in, especially for the male. It's a male-dominant society. I have to put it out there that seeking help for male, it's harder than female, right? So female would, regardless, they'll seek help, right? अब नहीं हो रहा तो क्या करें? We'll just seek therapy. But male, नहीं, it's okay, मैं मर दूँ.
Again, society कितना प्रेशर डाल रही है ना स्टूडेंट्स पे. So luckily मुझे लगता है कि अब जो बड़े लिखे जो नई जनरेशन आ रही है ना उनको थोड़ी सी समझ ज्यादा है थेरेपीज की. अगर आप नोटिस करेंगे a lot of people have started going to therapists because they realize कि जैसे हमारी physical body बीमार होती है, this is your mind. ये भी परेशान हो सकता है, and you know that already. Everybody knows कि everybody needs therapy. including myself. There would be a state of mind that I might be in that I know if I can't deal with it, there's somebody out there who can help me.
Yeah.
So ये जो लोग टैबू की आपने बात की बिल्कुल सही है, क्योंकि पहले होता था जी ये तो थेरेपिस्ट के पास जाते हैं तो पागल है. That's a simple line. That's it. मगर you need therapy for everything. वो SMS के लिए भी शायद थेरेपी चाहिए होती है.
At the end, किसी से guidance, even counselors are the best thing that could happen to this world. क्योंकि I believe अब generation काफी confused होने जा रही है. पहले चाहिए नहीं चाहिए यही जॉब है 15 साल इसी कंपनी में काम करना है यू नो रिगार्डलेस फादर ने लेगेसी छोड़ दिया अब जमीनें संभालनी है सो नाउ दैट द जनरेशन इज बिगर अब मैं अपनी जनरेशन की बात करती हूँ आई बिलोंग फ्रॉम द जनरेशन Z सो जनरेशन Z इज बिग ऑन जॉब सेटिस्फैक्शन राइट सो वी नीड सेटिस्फैक्शन इन व्हाटएवर वी डू तो इस वजह से हम ज्यादा कंफ्यूज भी होते हैं सो काउंसलिंग इज द बेस्ट थिंग दैट हैज हैपेंड टू द वर्ल्ड
डेफिनेटली सो यहाँ पे वही वाली मजे की बात होती है आई मीन आई have young people that I deal with और वो जब स्टूडेंट के एकेडमिक्स की बात आती है तो वो सबसे पहले मिसाल देते हैं प्लीज टेल माय मदर आई डोंट नीड टू गेट अ डिग्री तो मैंने कहा अच्छा क्यों व्हाई डोंट यू नीड अ डिग्री डोंट यू नो कि मैं एंटरप्रेन्योर हूं मेरे में इतने आइडियाज इतने अच्छे हैं एंड यू नो आई कैन मेक इट बिल एंड यू नो दे वुड कोट लाइक बिल गेट्स एंड फलां एंड स्टीव जॉब्स एंड यू नो इनके पास डिग्रीज नहीं थी सो दैट्स देयर एक्सक्यूज फॉर दैट सो द थिंग इज कि देयर आर पीपल आउट देयर यस हु कैन मेक इट बिग विदाउट अ डिग्री बट एट द end of the day you have to have this in your hand and then like you said Gen Z is confused because choices बहुत बढ़ गई they have seen बगैर डिग्री के भी लोग कामयाब होते हैं और होते हैं but that's 1 in a million so you can't take the risk you have to have that piece of paper confusions are natural you have choices so you're lucky that you have a situation to be confused in people don't have choices
obviously not and I believe that social media has been putting this in our head that you don't need a degree you know you don't just watch these 3 videos and you'll go successful if you haven't liked this video
yeah your life won't change your life won't change people will be
yeah you don't need a degree so social media I believe has played a major role also I would like to add on that the teachers teachers there are all sorts of teachers in the world they're the best teachers and then they're the worst teachers they're egotistic teachers and then they're narcissistic narcissism is so bad when you're teaching students you know unless the student doesn't you know compliment you or just stands by you all the time nahi bas teacher mere sahi hai so that's that they don't really give you marks right
there are people like that definitely so teachers ko agar main to क्योंकि you know been there done that वाला seen both sides of the situation तो मुझे लगता है कि टीचर्स जिस दिन ये समझ लेंगे ना कि ये जो मेरे सामने बैठे हुए हैं all of these are my मतलब my clay to play with and I have to put in my best effort to create my legacy with these people जिस दिन टीचर ये समझ लेंगे कि इनको मुझे बनाना है I'm the leader. I think that will make a lot of difference. But teachers are sometimes not satisfied in their own personal lives, in their own mental states, in their own financial states. उनका interest नहीं होता. They don't care. कि वो student क्या करेगा कि नहीं. In fact, they take out their anger on the students. कि like you said कि sometimes they feel अच्छा इनमें सब में से कोई मुझे compliment कर दे. इन सब में से कोई इससे मुझे कोई फायदा हो कुछ हो तो चलो इसको मैं support कर देता हूँ but then you know that's not a teacher that's somebody who's taking advantage of you
exactly
अगर कोई एक student आपके पास दोबारा आ रहा है and they haven't improved in your subject you didn't do your job well in the first place क्योंकि this is just not possible कि 10 student आपकी class में या 50 student आपकी class में and they are able to understand the thing the same way ये वो आपने बहुत ज्यादा मीम देखा होगा कि you know there's an elephant and there's a duck and there's a lion and everybody's been asked कि जो इस दरख्त को चढ़ जाएगा वो पास होगा so you see at the end of the day everybody's different the teacher is one who I mean, if you're trained as a teacher, this is your profession. You should be giving respect to it, and you should know कि ये बच्चा elephant है, ये दरख्त नहीं चढ़ सकता, ये मछली है, ये दरख्त नहीं चढ़ सकता. So you have to talk to the students in their language. Communication की classes तो होनी चाहिए मेरे ख्याल है teachers के लिए भी. Understanding students.
That's actually fantastic. That's actually very fantastic. So as we're in that state of mind, जब हम stressed होते हैं और हमारे mind में suicidal thoughts cross कर रहे होते हैं, so what are the key tips that we should keep in our mind?
First thing, is it really worth it? I mean, you have the potential. You were born, you spent so many years of your life doing things, and you don't know at what point in time you did something right, made an impression on somebody which was positive. मगर आप you're ready to throw it all away on a whim. So सबसे important चीज ऐसी state of mind में समझना चाहिए कि this is all emotional. Your logic is not working at that moment. Your head is not working, and emotions don't stay the same. The way you felt when you were 2 years old, and what was, that little puppy dog you had or the blanket you had, जिसके बगैर दुनिया नहीं चलती थी, वो अब किधर है? वो कोई कोने में पड़ा हुआ है? That is not that important to you. So if you grow older, when you're 5, when you're 10, when you're 20, तो वो चीजें जो अभी आपको लगता है कि इनके बगैर मेरी दुनिया नहीं चलेगी, दुनिया आपकी चलेगी उसके बगैर, because you will change as a person. To you keep on changing all throughout your. I'm not the same person I was when I was 20. I am a different person now. So जब आपको लगे कि मेरे पास I have no reason to live for, believe me, you have a lot of reasons to live for. It's just that आपका दिल उस वक्त आपको कुछ कह रहा है. So this is emotion. कल आप कुछ और फील कर रहे होंगे. So you need to actually talk to somebody about it who can help you.
Right. So a lot of students go through heartbreaks, friendship breaks. Sometimes they are bad mouthed by someone. How do you plan on what tips should we keep in our mind? So when we're completely devastated, अब दुनिया में कोई भी नहीं है, बस खत्म दोस्त भी नहीं है. अब So what do you plan on?
So there are two things that I feel should be the rule of thumb for everybody. Number one, everybody that you know around you will always hurt you. Be it anybody. Everybody who's around you, at one point in time, they will disappoint you. They will hurt you. That's fine. Okay. They are only human as well. उनसे भी गलतियां हो सकती हैं, आपसे भी हो सकती हैं. It's a fact. Number two, you are the one in control because you decided to give this much power to the other person to let them affect you so much. जब हमारे को कोई हर्ट करता है, वो क्यों हर्ट कर पाता है? क्योंकि हमने अपना रिमोट कंट्रोल ना उठा के उनके हाथ में दे दिया होता है. अच्छा, आप बटन दबाएंगे, आप मुझे कॉम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे तो मैं खुश हो जाऊंगी, आप मुझे गुस्सा करेंगे तो मैं दुखी हो जाऊंगी. मतलब हमने अपनी सारा रिमोट कंट्रोल उनको दे दिया है. अब हम चल रहे हैं जो वो चाह रहे हैं. This is not right. You need to take your remote control back and decide कि I will decide whether I'm going to be happy or sad. अगर मेरे साथ कोई बदतमीजी कर रहा है या मेरे साथ कोई मेरा दिल तोड़ रहा है और किसी ने डिच कर दिया मेरी मोहब्बत के खत को जो आप लोग सब ने लिखे होंगे एक पॉइंट इन टाइम.
मैसेजेस अब तो डिजिटलाइजेशन आ गया.
डिजिटलाइज, सॉरी भाई, यस. So the thing is, they have a right to do that. The other person has a right to act in any way that they want to. How you are going to react is your problem. It's not your problem how they are going to act. They have a right to either say, yes, I like you back. Yes, I will do this for you. Or I'm sorry, I don't like you. I won't be able to do this for you. It's their right. Give them that right. And you keep your remote control with yourself. So I feel the two rule of thumb. And always expect, and you try it. Everybody in your life will disappoint you. Whenever you bring somebody closer to you, now, Hansal, what we do is we say, okay, I give you the power to, make me happy or make me sad. So you were the one who decided to like somebody. You're the one who decided, okay, this girl is very pretty. आज तो मैं इसको एक SMS लिख दूंगा. I will tell her I like you. I will buy flowers. I'll do her homework. ऐसा होता है कि नहीं होता? होता है homework. Assignments करवा दूंगा. सब कुछ सारे मसले मैं solve कर दूंगा. That does not mean the lady is obliged to say I like you too. Do what you want to do for her. For yourself, to make yourself happy. It makes you happy to do it, so you do it for yourself, not for her. That I feel helps a lot of people. I think in their relationship.
That's the best advice you could ever give to the youth or even any generation in the world. I believe हम ये बटन जो है ये सिर्फ relationships में apply नहीं होता है, ये teachers के लिए भी apply होता है. अगर teacher ने कभी bad mouth कर दिया तो that's just motivation for you, not demotivation. हाँ, अक्सर बच्चे क्या करते हैं, नहीं बस अब मेरा ये subject ही नहीं खत्म.
So बात तो ये है कि जब वो टीचर आपको कोई चीज ऐसी बोल दे जो आपको लगे कि दिस वाज नॉट व्हाट आई एक्सपेक्टेड, मैंने तो बड़ी मेहनत की थी और मुझे तो सी दे दिया उठा के, तो व्हाट इज द टीचर डूइंग देयर? या तो यू कैन क्लेम कि भाई मेरे से पर्सनल ग्रजेस हैं तो मुझे सी दे दिया, ठीक है, और मे बी द टीचर इज एक्चुअली गिविंग एन ऑनेस्ट फीडबैक. Maybe you do need to improve. So you should appreciate that honest feedback too.
Of course.
You should need to understand that this person is trying to teach me. And if they would have given me an A, so I would have thought I'm good. But I'm not that good. I have to be better.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you need to take it in a different frame of mind as well.
Yeah. We all the time take it to our ego. नहीं, teacher की गलती होगी.
देखिए, ये तो मैं आपको बताऊं, ये तो मेरा ख्याल है सारी जनरेशंस का यही है, या माँ बाप की गलती होती है, टीचर्स की गलती होती है, दूसरे की गलती होती है.
Blame game.
We are always good. I think this goes for a lot of people, not just this generation. सबका यही होता है.
True that.
मेरी जिंदगी में जो गलत हो रहा है वो इसकी. And anybody who doesn't, मैं हंसी मजाक कर रही हूँ, but they say कि anybody who doesn't blame anybody else for their problems means they don't have anybody to blame. When they do, it will always be the other person's fault.
That's such a deep quote, by the way.
Again, I want to tell all of you, that you were born for a reason. There's a reason why you're here. And this is not the end of the journey, it's just the start. So get ready for it, Life is going to be a roller coaster for everybody. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be good things. So don't let that in your pie chart. Don't let that 2% of problems in your life become 80%. In terms of कि वो जो 2% की problems है वो 2% है. They are not the whole pie chart. So I'm sure even when you feel कि मेरा जीपी अच्छा नहीं आया, अब तो मेरी जिंदगी खराब हो जाएगी, अब मुझे नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी, अब मेरे माँ बाप तो रात को खाना नहीं देंगे, whatever your issue is, there are so many things you have to be thankful for. Your health, maybe your family, maybe the fact that you're actually able to study, maybe the fact that you have good food on your table, maybe the fact that you are healthy, you're walking, you're doing so many things. Maybe the fact you're good looking, maybe the fact you're tall, maybe the fact people like your personality. So I would like you to just think, this is a life which is worth living, and try your best. You're going to love it then.
Also, don't let your ego shatter things for you, right?
Ego होती है, जो ego होती है ना, so that's for feeble people, that's for weak people. जो लोग बहुत egoistic होते हैं ना, वो अंदर से बहुत डरे हुए होते हैं, उनके पास और कुछ होता नहीं है. So you see what happens if you see the person who needs to show they are big. They are trying to intimidate the other person because वो डरे होते हैं अंदर से कि ये मैं जोर से बोलूंगा, मैं चीख के बोलूंगा, मैं अपने आप को यूं दिखाऊंगा तो दूसरा दब जाएगा. They feel the need कि मुझे दूसरे को दबाना है. ये वो करते हैं जिनको उस चीज की जरूरत महसूस है, वो अपने आप को इतना बड़ा नहीं समझ पा रहे होते. They feel they need to intimidate because अंदर से they are afraid that they are not good enough. अंदर से they feel the need कि मुझे दूसरे को नीचे करना है. Anybody who feels कि मुझे दूसरे को नीचे करके खुद ऊंचा होना है, are weak people. जो बंदा कॉन्फिडेंट होता है, जो बंदा इन कंट्रोल होता है, जो इस बंदे को पता होता है कि जी मैं ये काम कर लूंगा, ना वो चीखेगा, ना वो शोर मचाएगा, they'll be very calm. The moment a person starts to scream, it means they have lost control. The moment a person starts to become aggressive, means they have lost control of the situation. अब उनके पास कुछ नहीं है, वो अपने सिर्फ शोर मचा सकते हैं. So people who are egoistic, I feel कि अंदर से ना बहुत feeble होते हैं, अंदर से बहुत कमजोर होते हैं वो लोग ना, उनको बताना पड़ता है कि मैं बहुत बड़ी चीज हूँ, मेरी ईगो है. एंड ईगो ऐसे जो हम्बल होता है ना, वो क्या होता है, वो जो दाल भरी हुई है वो नीचे की तरफ गिरती है. So the person who knows their value will always be humble. They won't be egoistic. That's a rule of thumb.
That's a very beautiful advice you could give to our generation.
I hope they take it.
I mean, every single generation has to have this advice. I believe इसको इसको तो लिख के फोन का बैकग्राउंड रख देना चाहिए. That's actually very true.
Yeah.
Feeble people tend to, you know, be aggressive. They tend to intimidate the other. Maybe अगले को नीचा दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं. They do something.
They're afraid.
Yeah, they're afraid. और ego show करने का सिर्फ ये तरीके नहीं है. You shout. Sometimes a lot not being there, maybe running from the situation, showing that you're cold. You know, those things also.
They shut themselves down. A lot of people, उनका attitude बहुत ज़्यादा होता है because they are afraid to let people come closer. उनको डर होता है. They don't let people. They build a wall around them. And sometimes होता है कि उनको होता है जी मेरा घर बहुत अच्छा है. I'm very rich. I'm very good looking. You know 4-5 चीजें जो बंदे को egoistic आप कह सकते हैं. मेरा family background है ये वो है. So at those things, what they are doing is अपने चीजें जो उन्होंने खुद नहीं earn की होती by the way. Looks. You don't earn them. You are lucky if you're good looking. Family, you don't get to choose the family you're born in. Money, it's out of your hand. You're lucky if you have money. So वो सारी चीजों पे egoistic किस चीज पे हो रहे हैं जिसमें से उसने कुछ नहीं earn नहीं किया हुआ. They do not have the honor of saying that this is mine. You just got it because probably your parents had it, right? So वो उस बंदे की ego तो बननी ही होती ही नहीं है. और बननी ही नहीं चाहिए. You haven't earned that money. You haven't earned that respect.
Of course.
In your own personal lives too. तो हम कह सकते हैं egoistic उनको आपके रिजल्ट अच्छा नहीं आ रहा है एग्जाम्स में. You said this is a challenge. I have a good brain. मैं यहाँ तक पहुंची हूँ. मैं ये कर सकती हूँ. Then you earn your way. You earn your grade. उससे ज्यादा खुशी किसी चीज में नहीं होती. Doing things for yourself on your अपनी हिम्मत. Oh my God, that's the best feeling in the world.
That is actually the best feeling in the world.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to the end of this podcast. Thank you so much for taking out the time to be here to give us such amazing advices. I believe whoever is watching this podcast, they should take it definitely. Well, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me.